morning and welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Nice of you to join us. Okay, my name is Melita Hollis and I'll be your facilitator today. And if you all don't remember what group you signed up for, but this is Stress Management 101. Okay. Before we actually move into more about this group, let's talk a little bit about how this is going to be structured, and I want to hear a little bit about your expectations, and I'll talk about mine, and so we'll actually move into it a little bit after we go over the little housekeeping stuff such as confidentiality. Okay, we will be talking about things that are sensitive and personal, maybe hurtful or overwhelming, a range of emotions, and so I just want everyone to be on the same page when it comes to what is said in here stays in here. So are we in agreement with respecting the content that is shared in here?
Yes.
Okay. In groups, it's necessary to set ground rules because we have so many people having things to share. And so one of my ground rules I want to put out here is just mutual respect as each other are talking. And I'll allow for each one of you all to throw out a ground rule, what you may want to see happen as we move forward. So we'll start here.
Okay. I think that just being respectful of what everybody says and not being critical of each other.
And you, ma'am?
I think the same, being respectful and also not, like if I'm talking, not to be interrupted, just being listened to.
Okay. And excuse me, I'm getting this information from you all, and I didn't allow for you all to tell us who you are. And so we'll start here again.
I'm sorry, I'm April.
Okay, nice to meet you, April. And you said you didn't want people to be critical of what you say.
Right.
Okay, thank you, April.
I'm Natalie.
Okay, nice to meet you, Natalie.
Nice to meet you too. And yeah, just not being interrupted when speaking, just that respect.
Okay, and ma'am?
I'm Jackie Chavaz.
Okay.
And my ground rule would be just that people don't judge me.
Okay, so you're looking for a non-judgmental environment.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And ma'am?
I'm Ursula, and I think the same as what Natalie said, not being interrupted, and especially what Jackie said is not being judged.
Okay. Actually, you all have set out some great things to help me as the facilitator to guide the discussion here, and those things are very valuable as everyone deserves to be heard and respected when they talk. And hopefully we will set an environment that is safe where everyone can feel comfortable to share. And so I hope we do that, and we'll do that together. It's not just me. I'm just here to help the process move along, and it's your feedback and your conversation is what's valuable and will be valuable in this session. I'm here to learn. This is going to be an environment where we'll engage in self-growth and hopefully learn some stress management skills and reduce your stress. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what I'm hoping to foster in here, okay? Since you all have told me who you are, so I would like to hear, what are you looking for in a stress management group? What are some of your expectations? And I'll start with Ursula. What are you looking for in a stress management group?
Just to, I guess, learn some coping skills, how to better manage my stress.
Okay.
Right now, my stress level is so high. I'm dealing with a lot of things, work, school, and intern hours, and that is really, really stressed me out.
Okay.
So.
Well, I hate to hear that you have a lot going on and you're stressed, but hopefully we'll find some ways to help reduce that stress as we move these sessions along, and we'll be meeting for the next 6 weeks. So hopefully for about an hour on Wednesdays, ladies. And so hopefully in these next 6 weeks we will find some ways to deal with our stress better. And you're in school, it sounds like, and so you have ways to go, and hopefully we'll just help you find some ways to deal with that as you move along in school.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Jackie?
I think the question was what are my
Expectations.
expectations. I think my expectations is just to have someone listen to me, and I'm able to talk and just express my feelings about, what's going on with me at work. Cause my boss is just really a trip. She just always is just always doing something, and I just be so stressed out about it. And everybody else in the group
Jack,
just yeah.
I appreciate your feedback, and I do want to hear what you have to say in regards to your stress, because it sounds like you are overwhelmed at work. But before we actually get into the effects of your stress, just tell me, what do you want to get from this group?
Well, just support. I guess just them listening to me, and maybe giving me some suggestions on how to deal with, the situation.
And hopefully we will give you exactly what you need. Thank you for sharing. Natalie?
Well, so stressed out with life, but specifically just school. I'm working full-time job, doing practicum. I have 2 jobs actually, practicum, amount of work, and it's just so stressful. I don't know if
Okay, so, yes, April, if you could help Natalie step out to get some air, and she can return when she is able to feel comfortable with sharing. Okay, ladies, thank you for being patient with Natalie. She's expressed she does have a lot going on, and that's exactly why she's here. She's under an unsurmountable amount of stress, and stress can be very emotional. And so, Natalie, you described that you had a lot going on, and I heard and I saw what your stress is doing to you. But what do you want to get out of the sessions? Group session?
definitely to be able to have less stress, not feel this overwhelmed with it, because this is kind of my last straw, my last chance coming here to be able to get help, because it's really just overwhelming, really overwhelming.
So it sounds like you're saying you also need coping skills, or better coping skills with your stress.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for returning back to us after feeling overwhelmed.
I think that I would like to have better time management, because I know that when I don't manage my time well, that's when I become really stressed out, because then things don't get done, and I just feel like things get, my load gets heavier.
Okay, so time management skills, and you saying that impacts your stress.
It does.
Okay, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for consoling Natalie when she was feeling overwhelmed about her stress.
Thank you.
Okay, so ladies, Jackie, is there anything you want to share? You look like something is on your mind. I'll give you an opportunity to just kind of share with us what you're thinking this far in the group.
I'm just thinking, how can I just run over my boss and not get caught?
Okay.
She has just really stressed me out. I know God says do unto others as you would have them to do unto you.
Okay.
But I have changed that belief, honey. I'm doing unto others as they do unto me. So I'm just so stressed out about it. And, I can relate to Natalie where it just makes you want to cry. But I want to cry because I'm just so angry.
Okay, and actually being stressed, it can manifest itself in anger. It can manifest itself in different ways. So I think what you're saying, to some it may sound, she sounds homicidal, but actually it's very normal to want to harm people that you feel are inducing stress on you. So I would say to you, thank you for sharing how you really feel. But in here, we hope to give you some tools to relieve your stress. Because we don't want to hear that you have actually done this to relieve your stress. So hopefully in here we'll help you find some ways to relieve your stress. Okay, so ladies, Ursula, was there anything you wanted to say? It sounded like you were shaking your head when Natalie was talking, and I hear you agreeing. So is it something you're thinking and want to get out?
Yeah, well, it's it's more of what April said about
Okay.
the time management. My time management is horrible, and I guess that's why I have such a high stress level. So I really can't understand where she's coming from when she says that.
So it sounds like in here, you all are here for kind of the same reason. You're looking to do something better, either with your time or even with managing your stress. Okay, so hopefully, definitely, hope you all can gain something from whatever the stories you put out or even the knowledge you put out. Jackie, I noticed that you're shaking. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's fine. You know, I just have to learn to control my anger, and I won't act out on but sometimes that's what I'm thinking. You know,
Okay.
but in here, you know, I just do this so that I won't get emotional about it because I'm so angry. So this is just a way for me to relieve my stress and stuff like that. Because you know, as a Muslim woman, we don't believe in violence.
Okay.
You know, so you know we don't believe in it. So I wouldn't hurt anyone, but you know, I feel like it sometimes.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that you tend to cope with your stress by shaking and that you're just having some thoughts. And so, again, hopefully there'll be some things said in here that we can help you to cope with your stress better.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said that you're a Muslim, and so you all tend to deal with your stress in what ways? Because I think it's important that we understand that different cultures adopt different ways of handling life and culture and rearing children, and that may come up in here. And so to add to that list, we need to that ground rules, remember that we said that we needed to also respect culture, diversity, okay? And so she may come from a different perspective, but we're going to offer respect on her culture and her perspective, okay? Can I get everyone to agree to that if they understand? And if you don't, just let me know and I'll explain. Okay, thank you. So actually, I want to do a couple of things with you all before, I want to do a sentence completion with you all. And I want you to pair up and I want you to discuss what I'm about to, the question or the statement that I'm going to put out. And then y'all are going to discuss and then we'll bring it back and we'll have a group discussion. So the sentence completion is my biggest stressor is, and I used to be just like you, did not manage my stress very well. Even was hospitalized because of my stress. My blood pressure was up. It was bad. I couldn't go to work because I would have these terrible headaches. And so it's important to understand your biggest stressor. It's important. So I think this is a good first step in our group is to define or identify what your biggest stressor is. And so pair up and talk about that for a few minutes and then we'll bring it back.
My biggest stressor is my boss, and I just can't believe that my boss is just so vindictive, you know. I've always been all five on my evaluation, but she knows that bothers me, and she comes to me and says that I'm not doing my job. And so that's just my biggest stress
Mine
right
too.
there.
My biggest stress right now, I think, is
biggest stress.
school. Work is the best. I'm having to
I'm
do
not
school
getting things
and
done on
work at the
time.
same time.
I have so many things going on,
Stressful,
meeting
and I
deadlines at work.
I feel sometimes like all professors
assignments
decide
in on
to
time
just
for school.
get together and
Not
make
being
all
able
the
to
assignments
focus,
due
doing
all at the
internships,
same
all
time.
that.
All the
Yeah,
big
I
know.
assignments due. So
Huge
I'm
stress
feeling
for me.
that stress right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can relate. I
I
felt
can
the same
understand that,
way.
but you know, I don't really,
Yeah.
I'm ready to meet deadlines and stuff, but I know how that can stress you out when you're not really
Yeah.
meeting that. Because
Okay.
like with my boss, she always
Everyone,
get
let's
on me.
get ready to bring it back. Seems like we've had enough time to discuss. Excuse me, and we'll start over here with April and Natalie. Can you tell me what y'all discussed?
Natalie was sharing having the load of school and work at the same time and having a lot of assignments due at the same time.
April shared having to complete big assignments like research papers and stuff like that is her biggest stressor. So I'm guessing she has some research papers that she has to write soon. About.
And ladies over here, Ursula and Jackie, what were some things y'all
Well,
discussed?
Ursula just talked about how she was stressed out about not being able to meet deadlines and stuff like that. And I was able to relate to her from that, sensing that, you know, I meet all my deadlines, but I mainly make them because I know if I don't, my boss would use it against me. But I do know how important it is to meet those deadlines.
Okay, Ursula, what did Jackie share with you?
Well, she just shared about, you know, the stressor of having a vindictive boss
Oh, wow.
and how it's affecting, you know, her day to day. So that's pretty much what she discussed.
Okay. And it seems like you all have that in common again, is that time management piece and stress being connected in that time management piece. And Jackie, you said you're able to meet the deadlines, but can you tell us a little bit of how you're actually able to do it other than the fear of your supervisors? Is there anything that goes into that?
Well, I think it is time management, but you know, in my job, I just take the first priority, things that are the most important, and make sure I take care of those. And the simpler things, you know, they tend to just fall in place sometimes. And, you know, it may be because I know my boss is out to get me that I'm always making sure I'm meeting those deadlines so that she can't use them against me.
Can anyone else relate to that pressure of feeling like somebody's going to breathe down your neck if you don't meet those deadlines? And that is motivation to get things done?
Well, not really. You know, it's having someone standing over me, making sure I'm doing my job. No, I don't. But what's stressful for me is this is something that I have to get done, and I know in order to finish school, I'm gonna have to get my assignments in on time. In order to get my job, I'm gonna get, you know, meet deadlines at work. So, I think that's what does it for me. I mean, I don't have anyone standing over me on a day to day, making sure I'm doing this and that, or critiquing everything that I do. But it's just something within me that I feel that stress of having to get everything in on time.
Okay. So we're gonna do another sentence completion, and this time I'm more interested in how you feel when you're stressed. I'm more interested in that. And so again, get in your groups and talk about how do you feel when you're stressed, and then we'll bring it back and discuss it.
My stress, I just kind of feel angry. I'm always angry, and I tend to take it out on other people.
I feel the same way.
I do.
I'm angry at myself because I know
get
it's
so
me that's
stressed out
keeping me
that I don't know
from doing the things that I need to get done.
I don't know.
So,
Like,
and I do
I
tend
don't
to
know.
take it
Like,
out on my
there's so
family.
much to do. I don't know what to do.
It's overwhelming feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I get so stressed. It's high anxiety, basically.
Okay, ladies, seems like you've had sufficient amount of time to discuss your how you're feeling in relation to your stress, and so we'll start with April and Natalie. Tell me how what did you discuss?
Well, Natalie shared that when she gets stressed, she feels very high anxiety, and I shared that I just feel so overwhelmed that I don't know what to do. Like, there's just so much to do.
Okay. And
So she shared what she
I'm
said,
sorry.
but it's okay. She just said, yeah, she gets overwhelmed. She just doesn't know how to do. She has so much to do. She doesn't know where to start. So overwhelmed.
okay. And, okay. Jackie.
Well, Ursula said that she you know, she gets angry.
Okay.
So, you know, we kind of had that in common.
And Jackie shared that she also gets angry when she feels stressed, just because, you know, of her boss. So, but we both agree that, you know, we both get angry,
Okay.
you know.
So there are some commonalities that you all are experiencing in the face of your stress, or the manifestations of your stress are even kind of similar. So I want to do one last exercise to help you be able to face your stress when it comes, because some of your stress, all your stress, it seems like it's in relation to deadlines and dealing with other people. And so I want you to be able to take something away from here, because y'all kind of discussed a little bit about how you feel and what kind of brings on the stress. And so I want you to be able to be more in control of your stress, because again, stress can manifest itself in physical symptoms. You can experience stress from good changes in your life. Getting married can bring on stress. Changing a job, though you're going to be making more money, can bring on stress. Environments that go from hot and cold can bring on stress. And you've got to be able to self-manage that. April, was there something you wanted to say?
Well, I'm just thinking about what you're saying. So.
Yeah, stress is a very powerful thing. And so you mentioned that you have this boss that is just on your back. And you kind of mentioned about the professors changing things and it's not fair, and you know, you just have a lot going on, and you mentioned time management is a piece and managing everything. And so I want you to have some skills at managing, dealing with difficult people. And so in your pairs for the last time, and we'll get a little feedback and wrap up, I want you to pretend that your partner is the thing that's causing your stress. And I want you to take control of the situation. Whether it is you have to talk to a professor about unfair due dates or a grade or whatever it is, I want you to imagine that April was that stressor, that person. And I want you to boldly and calmly tell that stressor, that person, how they're making you feel. And that this is how you want to be treated. And tell them what you would like to see change in that relationship. So do you understand the exercise? Okay, so I'll give you some time to do that, and we'll come back and talk about that. And
Well, I just think you're treating me very poorly. You don't respect me. I'm nothing but a good worker. I've always made fives on my work, so you know that I'm a good worker.
I'm just
I
gonna
think that some of the
take
things
it
you do are not
one
very
thing
professional,
at
and
a
it
time.
stresses
I know
me
I
out.
feel
It
so
stresses me out to the point where I get angry, and I want you to know that I want to be treated the way you expect to be treated. You know,
just
and
being
not
like
just
a
be
research
so
On the big
assignment.
research side.
Yeah,
That's kinda how I
so
feel
I'm
about
going to take you in
Mhm.
small steps and not overwhelm myself, but know I can do it if I
How
get
you were
some
feeling.
good
Because
rest.
you really didn't realize that
Good way to help
that
them.
was a problem for you
Mhm.
because you never said anything about it.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
You're
No, thank you. Jen.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
person. Just kidding.
It's not
well, you know,
it's
I
really
With you, so you
myself.
I
talking
want
to
to tell you that
yourself.
I feel like a little bit unfair to make all of these
Um,
assignments every week. And I have research paper,
I think that we need to
video,
just learn some
PowerPoint,
and
book report, all of this doing the same
create a
thing. It's
schedule or
really
something
overwhelming.
to
I feel
balance
like if you expect me
deadline work
to
and
learn
your
and
assignments,
retain
and whether that
this
be
amount of work is almost impossible to do it all.
once you're done
Yeah.
work,
I feel
take
like
a break and then
I'm
come
gonna
back and do
be
your
rushing to do
assignments
everything that's
for
not gonna
school.
reflect really the quality of work that I can
But I
put
think
in.
the
Yeah.
biggest thing
Trying to
is,
meet the
is
deadline. So
really time
Right.
it's
management
really
and
beneficial.
learning how
I
to
think that's for
manage
myself,
time
but for
Okay, well, you know, I think that, you know, maybe that what would help me
And
more
not
with time management
possible
would be to, you know, write things down that I need to do.
the same
Check them off as I do them.
Yeah, I
And that
absolutely
way I
agree
won't feel
with
so
you.
stressed out about it, and I can see where I am and what I need to do. Self.
okay, ladies, seems like you had time to talk to your stressor to take control back of your life in regards, because stress can invade your life, and I've shared a little bit about the effects of stress. And so I'll start with Jackie. What did you say to your problematic boss, and how did you feel saying it?
Well, it released, you know, my stress, me telling her how I feel and how I felt she was treating me by being vindictive. And, you know, knowing that I've always made fives on my evaluation, so I know she know I can do the job, and I just don't understand why she's just treating me like that, and I expect to be treated the way she would want to be treated. And what I heard her say was that, you know, she really didn't realize she was treating me this way, and that she would try to do better, and that, you know, she does, I guess, realize I'm a good worker, and, you know, she would do better.
Okay, great. And you said you felt a relief from that.
Just being able to tell her what I really felt.
Okay, great. Ursula, what did you What did you tell your stressor?
I told my stressor that maybe scheduling time or a balance so that I can have a balance to do everything that I needed to do, and that my biggest problem is me in that not having that time management in place to keep from being stressed. So.
And I heard you laugh when you said I'm telling myself, and actually self-talk is the research supports that self-talk can be very effective.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't ever be afraid or embarrassed to engage in self-talk, because sometimes you do have to talk to yourself about what's going on. You have to say, okay, don't freak out. This is, so it's absolutely normal. It's shown in the research to be very effective. Okay. Okay, April, when you talk to your stress, and tell us a little bit about what you said and how you felt.
Well, I still felt really overwhelmed about a research paper that I have due, but I told Natalie that I'm just going to take it in small components at a time and not overwhelm myself. And
so how do you feel about breaking it down? How do you feel?
I feel like it's more manageable if I do like 2 pages at a time. Then each time I go back at it, I'll feel like I've made some progress. So.
Okay, great. Natalie?
Well, I first punched her in the face and said, "This is how you make it." But then took it back, of course, and I said, just basically explained, just said, it feels really overwhelming and unfair to put all of these big assignments all due on the same deadline, and I feel like it would be beneficial if it's really for me to learn that all of it shouldn't be put in the same time, because I'm not really learning anything. I'm just trying to get it all done, and it doesn't reflect the quality of work that I could be doing. So my suggestion was to spread it out, and I felt validating and good when my stressor responded and said, "I agree."
Okay, great. I thank you ladies for sharing. We're nearing our time, but I thank you for sharing. And as we get ready to close this session out, I'm just going to throw a question out there, and we'll wrap up. I just want to ask, being here, did you gain anything that will help you go into this next week with a decreased stress level, or something you can use to decrease your stress level? And anybody can answer the question.
I think I did. I think it makes me want to probably approach my boss and maybe tell her how I'm feeling, but maybe not so much as want to knock her out, but and maybe she doesn't know how she's treating me, how I'm feeling, how she's treating me.
Okay. Anybody else gain anything that they can just hearing themselves express themselves, feel like they can apply anything that they heard here or seen here, they can help them in the next week?
It was definitely therapeutic. I mean, not the whole punch in the face thing, but just to be able to express and say, I actually did feel better just pretending that I was expressing myself. And I think also hearing from a couple of the other ladies just saying time management as well. Probably the assignments aren't going to get changed. They're all still going to be the same due date, but just finding different ways to manage my time to get them done. It's kind of like the bullet.
Okay.
I think being able to express myself to my partner and to everyone here, I think that it would be beneficial to me if I have someone that I'm accountable to every day for what's going on and my progress with my schoolwork. So.
Okay, great. Sounds like, okay, great. Well, we are about out of time, and so next week we're actually, since time management was a piece that I heard a lot of, we're going to actually focus on that in the next session. So we will touch base about that next week. Thank you for coming, and I want to say that I think we're off to a great start in managing and decreasing your stress. See you next week, and have a good day.
All right, thank you.